Hello everyone, Stephanie Calhoun here today with the next in the series of questions and answers in relation to yoga, meditation, Ayurveda, and life. Today's question comes to us from my friend Carl, who is asking a question about meditation. So he asked a few different things. First of all, when is the best time of day to practice meditation? Is it always first thing in the morning and at the end of night or before bed? What's the best way to start as a beginner? And what is the best type of practice to do where so many people are offering so many different teaching styles? So first of all, meditation is one of those things that, like yoga, is a practice, meaning if you don't practice it, you will never be able to see or reap the rewards of your efforts. So practicing 5 minutes of meditation once a day for a week will get you so far. Practicing for 20 minutes once a day for a week will maybe get you a little further. Practicing 20 minutes for a year daily will in all likelihood get you a little further in terms of your efforts. So if it's something that you practice every once in a while, I wouldn't expect drastic life changes, although that is possible. So first of all, the thing that I would like to mention right off the bat, and this is just where I personally come from, in terms of meditation, I don't even like to call it meditation. I actually prefer to call it concentration practice, since that is what we're attempting to do. We're attempting to quiet the mind, to bring the mind to a point of one-pointed focus or stillness. And it's not about bringing ourselves to a state of enlightenment, which would be lovely, every time we sit down. The goal is to try to achieve these moments of enlightenment. Interestingly enough, a moment of enlightenment is called Satori in the Japanese Zen tradition. So what I like to think of it is a practice of concentration, attempting to concentrate the efforts or the fluctuations of the mind into a place of stillness. And in that place of stillness, that's where the meditation may be possible, where it may actually be achievable. So I don't like to think of it as practicing meditation. I like to think of it as practicing concentration and through our efforts, perhaps achieving meditation. So, having said that, when is the best time to practice? First thing in the morning and then before bed? Maybe. Here's the thing. In the Ayurvedic tradition, we would look at the most auspicious times for, and this is, I believe, in the Chinese tradition as well, but in the Ayurvedic lens here, the most auspicious time to practice concentration or meditation, however you want to word it, is when the ether and air element is higher. So those particular times during the daily time cycle would be from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. or 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So whether it be first thing in the morning when you're getting up, that would probably for most folks fall into that category of 2 to 6 a.m. So getting up and starting our day with maybe a little bit of gentle movement and then having a sit to concentrate and clear the mind and set an intention for our day, as well as 2 to 6 p.m. Probably most of us aren't going to bed by 6 p.m. in all of reality. However, it can still be a very effective time of day or evening to practice a meditation or concentration effort because the ether and air elements are higher, meaning there's a higher vibrational quality or a higher potential of resonance to achieve those states of meditation, of actually stilling the mind. The challenge here is the mind will want to whirl. So that's what's beautiful about it. During Vata time or wind time, when ether and air elements are higher, the mind is going to have a tendency to race. So how do we balance that? We attempt to concentrate it, to still it. And so we settle the wind, we settle the winds of the mind. So also, right before bed can be a lovely time to practice concentration or meditation. However, what I can see as a difficulty there, and it has been a difficulty for me in the past, is if I'm feeling sleepy or it's getting too close to my bedtime, I may be more likely to doze off and not actually be achieving a concentration or meditation practice. I'm just simply going unconscious, and that's not the goal. So, bottom line, I feel if there is a particular time in your day, especially if you are a regular householder like me, we all have busy lives and busy schedules, if you can actually find a time in your day when you can slot it in, make it like an appointment. Set it up that this is your time. You are going to put your best effort forward to place your attention on this practice. You're going to commit to it. So if you slot it in like an appointment, you're more likely potentially to actually make that commitment stick. So if that's first thing in the morning after you get up, maybe you have a cup of tea, you sit, great. If that's before bed, great. If that's somewhere on maybe your afternoon break at the office, if you're lucky enough to have a space where you can close and maybe lock a door, and maybe a little timer on your computer or what have you. So you take 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes to sit quietly, to try to focus and quiet the efforts of the mind. That's a beautiful thing. Anytime you can fit it in, I feel it's a worthwhile practice. It's never going to go unnoticed, so to speak, by your mind that you have put that effort forward. So whenever you can do it, do it. As far as what's the best type of meditation practice, I don't know, and I'm certainly not the person to say what's going to be best for you. My best suggestion is find a practice that seems to suit you, one that speaks to you or resonates with you. So for me personally, there have been 2 styles of meditation that I've been most drawn to, that have been most helpful and most influential to me. They come from 2 very different traditions. One is a Buddhist meditation tradition known as metta meditation. Metta is a Pali word that loosely translates as friendship, or we hear it more commonly used as loving kindness. So this practice would take you through various stages of repeating a mantra. Mantra in this case, is a short phrase. And with metta meditation, it's a series of short phrases that we repeat silently in our mind, with preferably eyes closed, sitting upright so the spine is tall. You can do this sitting in a chair, floor, lying down as well. However, it's helpful to have our energies aligned with the universal energies, so sitting or standing upright. And with a meditation practice of metta, we begin with repeating these phrases, and there are various variations. The ones that I particularly use are, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be peaceful, and may I live with ease. So I just continually repeat these in my mind. May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be peaceful, may I live with ease. So this continued repetition of the mantra, the phrases, is done first directed towards oneself. After some time, a series of repetition of this, we then change our focus and bring into our mind what we might refer to as the benefactor. And my teacher, Sharon Salzberg, has done a great reference with this, indicating that when you think of this being, whether it's someone who's passed on, who someone is currently living, someone you may or may not even know, maybe it's a pet, that when you think of this being, it makes you smile. So this benefactor, you'll now extend the same phrases out to them. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you live with ease. So once we finish with the benefactor, we then extend our attention out to various other sources. So one may be the neutral person, one may be a difficult person, someone you're having a particular challenge with, trying to get over a particular incident or a conflict that you may have had, a difficulty. And then eventually we take our energy to the benefit of all beings everywhere. So if this sounds like a practice that might be helpful for you, it has been pivotal for me in dealing with feelings of anger. Anger has been a go-to emotion for me for my whole life. And I know this, I'm fully aware of it. It's something I've struggled with, but have really gained great, deep insight around. And this practice of metta meditation has been pivotal for me. So I highly recommend it if it seems that might be something of use for you. You can download or purchase a great book by Sharon Salzberg, and it's called Loving Kindness. Very simple. She's a fantastic writer, and while there are dozens and oodles of metta teachers out there, another favorite of mine is Noah Levine, who also deals with anger, addiction, violence. He was incarcerated for a lot of years. He's a punk rock guy. He has written the Dharma Punks, Against the Stream, and Heart of the Revolution. Heart of the Revolution is by far my favorite, and there's great guided practices in that book as well. So Sharon Salzberg, Noah Levine, 2 fabulous Buddhist meditation teachers that I love. Loads of other ones out there. I'm not trying to dismiss them, just for sake of time here. Also, the other source of meditation that has been incredibly powerful for me has been taught to me by my teacher, Paul Grilly, and was handed down to him by his teacher, Dr. Hiroshi Motoyama. And these are chakra meditation practices. So typically when I'm working with chakra meditation practices, it's during, after, or before my personal yin yoga practice. This is a various meditation or concentration efforts and bandha practices. Bandha means to bind or lock, so it's creating energetic locks, including pranayama or breathing exercises that we use to manipulate and control our life force, or prana, or what the Chinese refer to as qi. So for each of the various 7 primary chakras within our system, there are different bandha and pranayama practices used, and in combination with focusing our mental attention and energies to these particular locations, and then from there where these chakras feed out to the meridian system and therefore the organ systems and muscular systems of the body. So helping to establish appropriate flow of energy mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually through these chakra meditation practices. These I will be incorporating in my home classes that I'll be teaching in the fall. In the Yin Yoga evening practice, we'll be incorporating some of these chakra meditation efforts. So if this interests you, feel free to check my website. Also, I do a specialized training in this, combining along with Ayurveda, the meridian theory, deepening the Yin Yoga practice, and intensive work into the chakra meditation practices in my Energy of Yoga teacher training module. So the next one of those is coming up in October, if that interests you, here in Fredericton, and then another one will be taking place in June of 2016 in Dieppe, New Brunswick. So please feel free to try out these approaches to meditation. Basically, if you can get yourself situated to sit, to concentrate your efforts, and as a beginner, keep it simple. Keep it something that you know you can actually try. Nothing too detailed. Something like a simple breath meditation can even be very useful. Repeating the word inhale with each time you breathe in. Repeating in the mind the word exhale each time you breathe out. Taking 5 minutes to simply sit quietly, straight spine, and each inhalation repeating silently inhale, each exhalation repeating exhale. No need to try to control or manipulate the breath. It's a practice of observation. Notice when the mind drifts. Try not to get upset with yourself when the mind drifts. It will. It's natural. When it does, simply start again. Be kind to yourself. Don't judge yourself. Know that it's natural and just start over. Inhale, exhale. Seems simple. It's a simple practice, but it's still challenging. Meditation and concentration is a very difficult practice, but I certainly encourage you highly to seek out a practice of your own. Taking a few minutes each day, if you can have life-changing results for many people. It has been very pivotal in my life, and I certainly encourage you to try. Be brave and be courageous and be humble. So thanks for the question, Carl. I hope this helps. And to all of you, again, send in some more questions. Send me a private message or put a post on the Facebook page, Satori Yoga with Stephanie Calhoun. I'd love to hear from you, hear your questions. I'm loving this. So let's keep it rolling. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Namaste.